It's prime time in Detroit. Week 7 Monday Night Football. Lions versus Buccaneers. Detroit trying to recover from a tough loss, and Tampa Bay looking to continue that momentum as the NFC's hottest team. Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Johnny Gaz. Thank you for returning for another video. Let's get back into our full game preview. Detroit versus Tampa Bay. Let's go through our headlines and injury updates. We'll go through the key matchups and the X factors. I'll tell you what the difference in the game will be, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I will give you my final score and prediction. Let's go.
Second and goal, Goff. Scanning, firing to the back. Laporta, what a catch! Touchdown! There was no...
Let's kick it off with those headlines. On the Lions side, safety Brian Branch's one-game suspension was upheld by the NFL. This now putting the Lions in a very vulnerable situation in their back end, as the other safety, Kirby Joseph, is still nursing a knee injury, and he is questionable for this Monday Night Football matchup. This on top of the fact that the Lions were really hurting in their secondary already. They'll be without cornerbacks DJ Reed and Terrion Arnold. In turn, the Lions did sign a few players this week, and they will go into this matchup likely with cornerbacks Amik Robertson, Rock Ya-Sin, and newly acquired Kendall Fuller from the Miami Dolphins. They also have Thomas Harper and Jamie Robinson that they picked up from the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad filling in. In their nickel position, they'll probably have Amik Robertson alongside of Fuller and either Trey Flowers or Nick Whiteside assisting on the outside at cornerback. Either way, the Lions are very thin and will have to hold up against this Bucs offensive attack. On a very positive note, defensive tackle Alim McNeill is set to return to the lineup against Tampa Bay on Monday night. He will solidify the Lions' interior, that pass rush, and certainly Aiden Hutchinson on the outside will benefit. Hutchinson coming into the week as PFF's #1 pass rush ranked as of week 7, a 93.1 rush grade and a 25.4% pass rush win rate for the Lions star edge rusher. The Alim McNeill return couldn't come at a better time, as the Lions have been without defensive tackle DJ Reader all this week during practice. Also missing practice this week, running back Sione Vaki. We talked about Terrion Arnold and Kirby Joseph. Also defensive back Avonte Maddox. On the opposite end, offensive left tackle Taylor Decker was limited in practice this week, coming off of not practicing that week and not playing in the game against Kansas City. This is a positive sign as we prepare for Monday night. The Lions will have their bye week after this game with the Bucs and will hope to get some of these players back. For Tampa Bay, they've been decimated by injuries offensively. It appears they will be without both wide receivers Emeka Egbuka as well as Chris Godwin for this game with the Lions. Wide receiver Mike Evans has been limited in practice and is still questionable. Levante David has not practiced all week for the Bucs, and it appears they will also be without running back Bucky Irving for another week as we get into Monday night. Despite all these injuries, Tampa Bay is off to a very hot start at 5-1. The NFC's hottest team and an MVP caliber quarterback, Baker Mayfield, who has dug them out of several holes this season. Head coach Todd Bowles has come out and said that protecting Baker Mayfield is perhaps the most important part of this matchup with the Lions, on top of slowing down this offense and quarterback Jared Goff. Now let's talk about the key matchups at Lions, Buccaneers. Let's start with the Lions' rushing attack against Tampa Bay's rush defense, and that is one of their strengths, so the Lions will have to lean in to both David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. This offensive line, if they're able to establish themselves and continue what they started in Kansas City, then they can control the clock, control the tempo of this game, and ultimately control the matchup with the Buccaneers. Another key matchup to look out for is Detroit's patched secondary against this skeletal crew of wide receivers for the Buccaneers. It's really depth against depth because both units have been devastated by injury. Which team will make less mistakes in that area to give their team the leg up? And perhaps the biggest matchup in Lions versus Bucs is Aiden Hutchinson and the Lions defensive front versus the Tampa Bay offensive line. With Alim McNeill returning, the Lions are going to want to generate pressure up the middle, collapse the pocket, and let the edge rusher feast. Aiden Hutchinson's role in this matchup will be critical. With Tampa Bay's interior offensive line a little bit banged up, there will be plenty of opportunities for the Lions to exploit this matchup. Speaking of Aiden Hutchinson, let's get into the X factors for this Monday Night Football game, and I think you have to start right there. With Alim McNeill being beside him now, it will give him a ton of opportunities, and I like his matchup against the other tackle opposite Tristan Wirfs. If he's able to get to Baker Mayfield, he could be game-changing. For Tampa Bay, their true X factor is the quarterback, Baker Mayfield. He's been fantastic in 2025, and he'll have to continue that pace here against the Lions. He'll have to be poised, efficient, and really limit the turnovers. If he distributes the ball to his running backs, tight ends, slot wide receivers, he'll have opportunities to make plays against this banged-up Lions secondary. Ultimately, if he uses his legs and he remains smart in this matchup, Tampa Bay has a great shot. With Tampa Bay being limited in their wide receiver options, look for wide receiver Cam Johnson to make an impact in this game. He was big against the matchup with the 49ers last week, 4 catches, 64 yards, and got into the end zone. And Baker Mayfield has seemed to develop a little bit of rapport with the young wide receiver. He has speed, he can go long, but he also can work the middle of the field. With the Lions' devastated secondary, he will get some opportunities in this game. On the defensive side for the Bucs, you have to look at cornerback Jamel Dean, and he's been everything for this defense. He was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week in Week 6. How about this for a stat line? He had an interception, a sack, a forced fumble, 4 tackles, one of those for loss, a pass defense, and a quarterback hit. If he's able to lock down one side of this Detroit offense, it will give this defense a leg up in the matchup with the Lions. This game seems to be all about the quarterbacks, and I really believe for the Lions, they're going to lean on Jared Goff's efficiency in this Monday night matchup. He seems to be even more poised at home in prime time. So far, Jared Goff in 2025 has over 70 completion percentage, 1,541 passing yards, 11 pass TDs to only 3 interceptions. And I really believe he will be able to distribute the ball all over the field here on Monday night. The difference in this Monday Night Football game, Detroit Lions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I believe comes down to 2 things. Detroit's ability to assert itself at the line of scrimmage, offensively, both through run and pass, because that makes Jared Goff his most efficient self. And defensively for the Lions, can this makeshift secondary, all these plug-ins, hold in there against Tampa Bay? Can Aleem McNeil and Aiden Hutchinson generate enough pressure to stop Baker Mayfield from distributing the ball, quick strikes, that could keep Tampa Bay in this game? 3rd downs, turnovers, and controlling the clock. The 2 items we mentioned up front, and those efficiency-based things, whatever team does that better will win this game on Monday night. Looking at everything, I believe Detroit can hold serve at home. That home field advantage can be a factor in these primetime games. With Aleem McNeil returning, I think the Lions' defensive front will have opportunity to get at Baker Mayfield. But he has proven that he can keep Tampa Bay in any football game, and they've played Detroit very tough over these last several seasons. I believe that will be the case again in Week 7 in Detroit. However, I have the Lions winning this football game by a score of 31-24. That would bring both teams' records to 5-2.
College teammate, but he's not going to have a chance. Oh, yes, he is. He fights through the sack. Looking for first down yard. Oh, my goodness, he's done it again.
There it is, a fully loaded game preview. Week 7, Monday Night Football, Detroit Lions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who do you have in this matchup? Let me know your final score predictions in those comments down below. I appreciate you sticking around for another video. Make sure to slap the like button. It's the best free way to help out the channel. I'd also love it if you consider subscribing. We're on the road to 4,000 now, thanks to you guys. And if you hit that notify bell, you won't miss any future videos. I have a membership option available. That's where I do highlights, reactions, and a ton of other fun stuff. But there is always free content for you at Johnny Gas Sports on any one of your social networks. More than anything, make sure to take care of yourself and your mental health. I want to make sure you come back and see me on future videos. Have a fantastic weekend ahead. Enjoy Week 7. Go Lions.